So you want to live on your own. Okay, so a lot of my friends are actually asking this kasi I've been living on my own for the past 3 years na and counting. And a lot of people are asking me for advice then on how to live on your own. Isa lang ang sinabi ko sa kanila, magastos. Magastos siya. Sobrang magastos. Kasi if you really want to live on your own, you have to first ask yourself, why do you want to live on your own? Maybe you want to try to live on your own so that you can try experience living independently. Maybe it's for work purposes kasi you want to live closer to your workplace, especially na may return to office na, tsaka, or hybrid yung work arrangement nyo. Or probably because of personal issues, personal or family issues. You have no choice but to live independently. Pero nevertheless, regardless of your reason, this is why you're in this video. Kaya tayo malalaman on how to live on your own. Okay, so ang una kong tatanungin sa inyo, where do you want to live? Kasi that's the most important question before deciding if you really want to live on your own. You have a few options. I have a few options in mind. You can either live closer to your workplace kasi mas malapit sa mas less in public transportation, pwedeng lakarin nyo na lang or kahit isang jeep lang. Or pwedeng siguro middle ground, siguro closer to your workplace but also close to your family para you can go home on weekends or once a month, ganun. At least you still have a place to go home with. Or you can choose to live away from the city. Depending on your option, you have to ask yourself where do you want to live. Also, there are some things in mind then to consider if choosing where you want to live. First, you have to check if the location has accessible public transportation, kung may jeep or may tren or may bus route na malapit. And if you have your own car or bicycle for parking, you have to check the place itself if it's safe as well. And malapit sa palengke, malapit sa grocery, malapit sa convenience stores, laundromat, etc. And of course, the amenities itself dun sa place. If may, especially kung condo unit siya, if may kasama ng elevators, may kasamang parking, may kasamang swimming pool, etc. Pero plus na naman yun. And of course, the price. Ayan. Diyan tayo magkakaproblema sa price. Kasi, depending on where you want to live, this will really affect how much yung magiging cost of living mo per month. There are actually 3 ways on how to live. Pwede kayo mag-rent, pwede kayo bumili ng sarili nyong place, or pwede kayo makishare ng space. Okay, yung sa rent muna kasi doon ako may almost experience. Pagdating sa rent, magastos siya. Pero you can either choose kung mag-rent kayo ng apartment or ng condo. Usually kasi kapag apartment, it's cheaper, mas accessible, pero yung accessibility niya at yung amenities, it depends kung gaano kagandang apartment siya. And for condos naman, it's usually more expensive, but it has more amenities like securities, tsaka parking. So, it depende on how much yung magiging budget mo for that. Tips kapag magre-rent ka, always do an ocular visit. Visit the place first. Huwag niyo na tignan sa picture. Ask everything din dun sa mag-assist sa viewing. Ask everything. Tanongin mo, bakit bakante ito? Is this newly renovated? Kung hindi pa, will this be renovated before you move in? Prone ba yung place to flooding? May kasama na bang grease traps? Sirain ba yung elevators? Ganito, ganyan. Inspect the entire venue first kung talagang okay siya sa'yo. Tapos, know the terms of the lease kasi ang alam ko, some apartments and condo units, depende kasi yung lease nila. Yung experience ko sa minimum, 6 months yung pinaka-minimum. Tapos, 1 year na or long term. Pero, it's up to you kung gusto mo i-negotiate sa unit owner or sa leasing agent kung pwedeng adjustable. Like, kunyari, if you're going to stay for a short term, like 3 months or 4 months, you can always ask kung pwede. You have also to check the payment terms din. Like yung security deposit. Yung security deposit, that's the amount of rent that you are going to usually refundable naman talaga ang security deposit. That's the amount of month's rent kung magkano yung ihuhulog mo muna Tapos if ever na may damages sa unit, ibabalik naman sa'yo. Usually, ang standard dyan is mga 1 month deposit or 2 months deposit. So, kunyari, kung ang rent mo sa isang place ay 6K per month, tapos hinihingan ka ng 2 months deposit, so 12K, maglalabas ka ng 12K for the deposit. Tapos kung maghihingi din sila ng advance, kunyari 1 month advance, depende kung first month or last month, depende siya sa lease. Kunyari, first month advance, so 6K na siya. So, bali, ang babayaran mo sa first month mo is yung 2 months na deposit na 12K, tapos yung 6 months, sorry, yung first month advance na 6K din. So, that's a total of 18K yung babayaran mo. So, yung succeeding, 6K na lang siya. So, magastos talaga pag condo kasi malaki ang security deposit tsaka ang advance. Also, check din, tanungin mo din kung paano yung payment terms kasi usually ang tinatanggap lang sa mga condo units is mga post-dated checks and depende na lang kung pinapayagan din ng cash, pero usually for security purposes and to make sure na makabayad ka talaga, post-dated checks ang binibigay. Kung wala kang post-dated checks, this is not a paid advertisement, pero ang alam ko, ang pinaka accessible na post-dated check na mababa lang initial deposit is UCPB. Ang maintaining balance lang ng UCPB is 1K for a checking account. So, if ever kailangan ng PDCs, you can get UCPB. Again, not a paid advertisement. Tapos, i-check nyo din yung unit if fully furnished ba siya or semi-furnished or bare. What's the difference? Pag fully furnished, kasama na lahat. May ref na, may aircon, may bed na, may kitchen counter, may sink. Pag mayaman yung owner, may shower heater, may lutuan. Basically, ikaw na lang talaga yung kulang. Ikaw na lang tsaka yung mga damit mo. Yun na lang yung lilipat. Pag semi-furnished, usually ang kasama dyan may ref na, may aircon, may counter na, tsaka may sink. Wala pa usually yung bed frame, wala pa dyan yung mga other dining set or anything. So, you might have to provide some of the furniture on your own, so baka madagdag siya sa expenses mo. But to be sure, double check kung ano yung laman na semi-furnished unit. Pag bare, as in wala talagang laman. Usually, kitchen counter lang tsaka lababo yung meron. Pero usually may fully functional na CR na. So, ikaw magpo-provide most of the furniture talaga. Okay? Usually kapag magre-rent, depende kasi siya kung direct to owner siya or may leasing agent. Ang experience ko kasi before sa direct to owner, usually mas mabait si unit owner. Depende. Mas mabilis kausap. Mas negotiable din if you're planning to stay for a short term, kung gusto mo lang magpa-extend ng ilang buwan. Yan. Pag leasing agent kasi, ang experience ko before, medyo matagal yung processing usually ng ang experience ko before, ang tagal mabalik yung security deposit ko. Pero other than that, mabilis naman sila kausap. Tsaka they really draft the contracts well. So, basahin na lang maigi before actually signing it. Yun. If you're looking for a condo and apartment pala, tanungin nyo rin yung owner or yung leasing agent if the place is prone to pests. And kung meron mga peste, tanungin nyo din if may pest control na provided or pwedeng i-avail dun sa lilipatan mo. Also, check nyo din kung ano yung utilities na meron, especially kung ano yung mga available na ISP, Internet Service Provider sa unit na yan. Usually kasi sa mga older condos, wala pa kasing fiber internet. So if you're planning to get Converge or PLDT fiber, baka hindi available sa condo unit na lilipatan mo. So it's best to check that. Okay, that's for rent. For buy, I will not go in depth sa buy, pero ang nasa isip ko lang is buy your own place if you have the financial capacity to do so. Kasi long term na bibilin mo yung bahay, especially kung hulugan mo siya or isang bagsakan. Pero dahil starting pa na tayo, wala pa akong pang-buy. So siya muna. Shared space, pwede ka naman maki-share sa bahay ng relative or ng friend mo if willing sila. Tapos up to you kung paano magiging usapan sa share ng utilities. Kasi to be honest, nahiya akong maki-live on sa bahay ng relatives ko or sa friends ko. So depende yan sa experience depende kung may kakilala kayo. Next question is, who will you live with? Kung solo kayong titira mag-isa, solo na nga. titira mag-isa pa. You have the complete freedom to do whatever you want sa home mo. Pero ang downside nun, sagot mo lahat. Utilities, rent, monthly expenses, magastos siya. It's the most expensive option if you want to live solo on your own. Solo on your own. Ayun. Kasi, in my experience kasi, sobrang gastos. Kahit even before na may roommates pa ako, magastos talaga. You can also choose to live with your partner or a family member para at least shared kahit paano yung expenses niya. Tapos kayo na lang bala sa atian. At least kapag family member or partner yung kasama sa bahay, at least kilala nyo na kung sino yung makasama nyo. So, no need to worry about living with strangers. Which is the next point, you can also choose to live with roommates. Pag roommates kasi, equally divided na yung sharing ng expenses nyo. Sa rent, sa utilities, pwede din sa groceries, pwede kayo maghati dun. Pero ang the thing is kasi, pag roommates, especially pag di mo kakilala roommates mo, it might cause privacy issues. Kasi usually ako, pag sa bahay, there are some weird habits that I have and minsan nahiya ako just to express my own. So, might want to consider that. But it's the cheapest option that you can get kasi you can divide the expenses. Siguro by now, you have an idea on where to live. Now, prepare yourself for the question, how much are you earning? Kasi, ang follow-up question ko dyan, how much are you expecting to spend? Kasi, living on your own is no joke kasi ang dami mong kailangan gastusin. So, ang monthly expenses, breakdown ko siya into 3 things. Meron tayong needs, meron tayong wants, meron tayong savings. Sa needs, ang pinakamabigat dyan for me is yung accommodation, yung titirhan mo. If rent yan yung pinakamalaking expenses sa monthly budget mo. You have to consider that. After rent, it's furniture. Yung furniture, kapag semi-furnished siya or bare, you can always buy. Pero since monthly expenses naman siya, one-time, big-time lang naman siya. Siguro idagdag na rin yung sa groceries kasi ilan lang yung mabibili mo sa 1K worth of groceries kasi napakamahal ang cost of living ngayon. So, mas okay hanggat maaari kung bumili ka sa palengke para mas makatipid. Kasi sa groceries, mahal talaga. In terms of food, kung tinatamad ka magluto, you might want to consider how much are you willing to spend on food deliveries, on takeouts, etc. Utilities, you have to consider then how much you're willing to expend sa internet, electricity, tsaka water bill. In terms of internet, alam ko napakamahal na internet ngayon eh. If you're going for postpaid, ang cheapest na ata na wide base is 1.3. So, and then 1.299, mga ganun. So, factor in kung how much yung magagastos sa internet. Also, pag magsusubscribe kayo ng postpaid internet, usually may malaking subscription fee pa yan. Or parang connection fee sa una. One time, big time. Tapos, usually, sa mga ISP, merong early termination fee. Kasi ang minimum usually nasa 2 years na contract. So if pinaputol mo yung ISP mo in less than 2 years, magbabayad ka ng parang penalty. Medyo malaki yan. So pwede ka rin mag-prepaid internet, pero I have no idea kung magkano na yung prepaid internet ngayon. Pero if you want a stable one na sinisingil ka na every month, go for postpaid. For electricity, depende sa usage. Kasi ngayong summer, umabot na almost 3K yung kuryente ko. Kasi naka-aircon ako almost every day. And depende rin on how much appliances you have in your home. Kahit inverter pa yan, it's still going to be costly sa internet kung lagi mong sa electricity kung lagi mong ginagamit. Water bill, depende rin sa usage. Pero hindi naman lumalampas ng 1K dapat. Ang siguro pinakamataas ko na lang is 500, 600 sa water. Tapos, in terms of drinking water, you have to consider then saan ka kukuha ng tubig na pang-inom. Mas makakatipid ka rin talaga kapag kumuha ka ng yung blue na galon, tapos maghanap ka na lang ng refilling station para mas makatipid. If your place has a washing machine for laundry, mas okay yun. Kasi you can do the laundry on your own. Pero ang downside, tataas din ang electricity cost mo somehow, tsaka water cost. If laundromat, depende kung may laundromat na malapit sa titirhan mo. Pero usually, sa mga natirhan ko, nasa 200 per 8 kilos per load siya. So, Depende. If umuwi ka naman on weekends para magpalaba, mas makatipid ka. Mas better yun, diba? Transportation naman, know the public transportation in your area and compute how much are you going to spend per month. Also, mag-allocate ka rin how much yung mga gastos mo sa Grab or Angkas pag kailangan. Depende to kapag naka-onsite ka or naka-hybrid. So, it's up to you on how to compute this. Medicine naman, how much, kung may drugstore na malapit sa inyo, or pharmacy, mas maganda pakinggan pharmacy. If may pharmacy malapit sa inyo for medicine, you have to compute then how much are you going to spend on vitamins and supplements on a monthly basis. Kasi we have to stay healthy even the pandemic season is still ongoing. Tapos, if may mga reseta kang gamot, it's up to you on how to compute this as well. So once I'm not going to dig deeper kasi this is personal naman on how much you want to spend sa online shopping, how much you want to spend on going out, ganito ganyan. So it's completely up to you. Savings, ito yung big question natin. May matitira pa ba sa take-home pay mo after deducting all of the monthly expenses na sinabi natin kanina? Ikaw lang makakasagot niyan. Kasi your monthly expenses can depend on how much you're willing to spend and how much you're earning. So, doon nakasalalay if makakaipon ka pa ba. Ang importante, makakaipon ka pa rin kahit konti. Basta may makakaipon ka. Kasi kapag wala kang naiipon tapos you still push to live on your own, I don't think it's going to be sustainable in the future. Kasi how will you plan for that dream vacation you want? How will you dream in saving for the future? Ganun. So, it's up to you. It's up to you. Basta bottom line, magastos to live on your own, especially if you're just starting in your career. However, there are ways to reduce expenses such as getting a roommate, looking for a cheaper place, and avoiding lifestyle inflation as you progress to your career. Hanggat maaari, dito, ingat-ingat pa rin sa paggastos. Pero, if you want to live on your own, sobrang worth it. Sobrang worth it na experience. Kasi, sa tagal ko so almost 2 years na I've been living on my own, I have already experienced what it's like to clean every day, to do household chores every day, to budget, to manage. Living on your own is teaching you on how to be more responsible sa buhay, both financially and personally na rin. So, ayun. Salamat sa panonood. And if you do have comments, please let me know. Kung if you have any experience on living on your own, then please do share it with me then, para we can share ideas, we can share perspectives on what it's like to live on our own. Okay, so that is it. Thank you for watching.